What's going on, Shalasters? We're talking Anthem here today, and I know a lot of people are in the realm where they're like bashing the shit out of this game. Everybody's on board. They're in their echo chamber. They fucking love it. Oh, epic fail. This game is so bad. It's so bad. No, it's not. No, okay? It's a really fun game to play. Anthem is a fun game to play, but there is a glaring issue, and the funny thing is it's really one issue kind of rolled into a couple. I mean, if you just use a different terminology, but really the problem with this game is the load screens, which essentially is its whole matchmaking system. And the thing is that when this game came out, it seemed like they were on this whole thing about this whole, it's a real world, it's seamless. And you know what, I'll be honest with you, it really felt that way. Like before, when I played in the alpha and all that stuff, it felt a lot better than this. But what I'm here today is I'm not here to bash the video. This isn't even really a review, guys. It's more or less just suggestions. And before I get into the suggestions, because I'm just recording this ASAP, this isn't really any script or anything like that, so excuse me if I'm going off the rails. But the thing is that BioWare has been insanely transparent about this game. All right, they've done the live streams, they've showed you it even when the game is bugging out and screwing up. They've been insanely transparent. So I think that what we need to do is stop being little bitches and talking shit and make suggestion videos on how the game could be better, and make sure that BioWare is seeing it. All right, we want to go ahead and show that us as gamers like this attitude from developers versus some snot-nosed behind the door rip us off shit that we saw back in the original Destiny and all these other games that keep doing disgusting ass microtransactions. If we want to show it different, we need to show that we like game developers doing this, showing us the live streams whether the game is working good or not, being transparent with us. That's what we need to show and we need to back. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into the suggestions for this video for Anthem in general, and hopefully other people go ahead and get on board with making these kind of suggestion videos on what can make the game better. Because unlike other games, anything that we suggest and anything that they put in the game going forward is free. So make some suggestions, people, and let them put it in the game for free and make it better for free. Okay, I can only iterate that so many times, but here we go. Like I said, the fundamental problem with Anthem is the whole matchmaking and then subsequently the load screens. All right, I feel like the load screens can be fixed simply enough by having the cool suit up animations play during the damn load screen. At least, I mean, it's made equally worse when you're sitting looking at a still image. It doesn't even cycle the images. You're just looking at a still image for 2 to 3+ minutes before you load into the mission. Why are we doing that? It literally skips the cool ass suit up animation. I have yet to see it yet in the game. I've been playing the game for over 16 hours. I have yet to see it in the game except for in the tutorial right here. I'm gonna show it right here. This is the only place you get to see it. Why is that? And then you go through the whole thing where you pick your character's face, and that's pointless because you don't get to see the animation. As far as I know, that's the only place we're gonna get to see our face. So what's the point of even doing that? So instead of that, this could fundamentally make the game better. Here's the suggestion: is take that animation and see. Here's something else that's cool. I'm gonna go ahead and play this scene. See, when you exit that first mission, that first tutorial mission, and you come into Fort Tarsus for the first time, see how it does the exit animation, how it shows your guy climbing out of the suit and then you walk onto Fort Tarsus? This is how every scene going into and leaving Fort Tarsus should be. It should be just like this. And then look at this video right here of when they are exiting Fort Tarsus, right? This is how it should be. It should, and then you can load during this stuff. So it should literally be us coming in. We go and it shows us getting into the suit. Our suit goes into the elevator. It starts fastening the bolts and everything like we see in the animation scene. We go up the elevator. It shows us. Then it gets to this part where we're walking out. Either we're walking out here on top of Fort Tarsus, depending on where we chose as our leaving station. We walk out of Fort Tarsus onto the ramp, bam, or we come up out of the elevator for the Strider, bam, and we're out there in the world. And then that's the next problem, is the matchmaking. So when we're now in the world after doing that suggestion solves the load screen issue. All right, as far as I'm concerned, if I at least get to see some cool stuff, some nice visuals during your load screen, I'm not saying your game doesn't have to load stuff. I understand that, but that part right there. And then additionally, when it comes to loading, it should be only loading about 4 things: the main menu, aka the game. It should be loading us when we go into Fort Tarsus, but showing those cool ass animations doing it. It should be loading us when we're leaving Fort Tarsus and or the Strider. Those coincide. and then it should only be loading if we go and join somebody else's server, in which, you know, we just land onto them. And I know they try to make an excuse like, oh, you know, well, we're gonna lose out on our landing animations. No, then you can make a fast travel system where when you fast travel to one of your friends, you come and do your cool ass landing animation, or when you go and accept a contract to go help some random in a mission, you do your cool ass landing animation when you arrive. All right, but then at the same time, that's the only time you're loading. Okay. When you're in the world, everything should be seamless. When you take a mission, it should just be in the world. You should be, the Fort Tarshish should be there for the story and gathering missions. And then once you leave, you are in the world. Any mission that you picked up, you go and fly to those missions. Look at this. Look at the difference right here, right? This is the Swarm Tyrant boss. This is how it is. I'm going to put the videos up side by side. This is how it is for us now, and this is how it should have been and was back then. All right, see how there's story elements to it. They come out of the Strider, they get to see the goddamn suit up animation. All right, that's probably where it was loading. They come out of that, and then they literally travel to the mission. We just get loaded the fuck in. No context, nothing like that. We just get loaded in. It's just and that right there is what removed the world from being real. Look at how they're flying in, they're running into to tyrants in a world event. That shows you that the free play and the missions were intertwined. It wasn't just, oh, I'm in this mode, I'm in free play mode, oh, I'm loaded into a mission. It wasn't. They were all one because the world was real. So that's why they ran into this tyrant. They might not have run into that titan this time, but it's just like, you know, they did this, and that's the problem. That's the fundamental problem. Is the matchmaking is the fundamental problem of this game. It makes the world not real. It makes the game not feel like it was and should have been as we were watching it before release. What drew in everybody is that it seemed like you were in this realistic world with your friends. You guys were a legit group of like ironed robotic superheroes, and you were going out doing these things. And that's the problem with the game right now. Go ahead and switch the load screens and show off your animation. Show the people loading in and going up the elevator and walking out onto the docks. Show them coming up the elevator on the Strider and flexing and stretching or whatever, and then going out into the world. And when you're in those world, everything should be seamless. Everything should be one. I don't want to go to a mission and have to load in. I don't want to have to go back every time I do a mission. This shit right here, going back to the mission, going back to the screen, it shouldn't be happening. This should be simultaneous. As soon as this mission is over, I should just be in free play instantaneously. That's where I should be. I should be in the world. Bam, I'm in free play. That's how it should be. See, like this right here. This whole menu should just be fucking gone. You should be getting the missions, and that's really it. You get the missions, you talk to everybody, you get your missions in the town, and then you go out into the world and you just simultaneously are just banging out missions when you're out there. And then when you're finally done, or when you clear your list, or whenever your inventory's full or whatever, that's when you take your ass back to Fort Tarshish. All right, that's when that happens. Not after every mission, not on this load screen where I gotta match make and then everybody gotta get ready. This is just stupid. It literally, this matchmaking system is literally killing the realness of the world. It's literally having you loading all the time. It has to be changed. It has to be fixed. And you should only be matchmaking unless you suggest it, unless you click on like, hey, I'm doing a stronghold. I don't want to go in by myself, which is still possible. All right, you can still accidentally, they would try to say it wasn't possible. You can't do it. No, that still happens sometimes. So they should have just made it where you matchmake and you can choose, hey, I want to be match made into the stronghold with somebody else. I want to make my mission public so randoms can join and help me, or I can send out a request for help. That's when that stuff should have been happening, not this whole screen. This screen is just disgusting. It didn't exist before. This is in the full launch game. This wasn't here during the, as most people that played the demo, this wasn't here during the demo, wasn't here during the alpha. So this whole super matchmaking system that they made in this game is just awful. It's awful, and it is the fundamental thing that ruins your experience playing Anthem. Everything else is actually really good. I mean, I know people were complaining about some grinds and whatever, the treasure chest is it's too far away, you don't get credit. I can understand that stuff, but those are the little quick fixes. This is a fundamental problem with your enjoyment of the game, and it has to be changed. It has to be fixed. And see, that's another thing right there. See, they could have had it where, just like I was saying, you get invited right into your whole area, and you have your specific people in there. So you have your team of 4, your friends, or maybe it includes a couple randoms. But see, when we're on this stage right here, the other spots should show who else is in your squad. And then the way you know that they're in the town and not out in the world is because their javelin is in the dock, just like how it is here. Clearly, as she walks up, you can see that that other person's javelin is there. The dude that's playing the Colossus, his javelin's right there. It even says his name above it to let her know whose javelin that is. That's exactly how it should be now. And then, you know, just seamless, just like this. But now we got these empty slots. It's like they intended it for it still to be like that, but then just change your mind in the middle. Yours is in the middle. That's still perfectly fine, but surrounding it on the outside should be whoever's in your squad right now. Their javelin should be sitting right there as well. That's how it should be. And honestly, my last suggestion would just be, you know, instead of this whole wear state stuff, that's not bad, but I feel like it should have been authentic. It should have been real. Like, the way the person gets their helmet damage here is awesome. You know, they should have this kind of stuff. You know, when we get hit by a huge blow or something like that, we take on this damage, and then that'd be one of the other reasons to go back to the fort. I think would be cool is to, you know, kind of get your javelin back in good shape and, you know, repair yourself back to new. But, you know, artificially selecting to be dirty just doesn't seem authentic. It just doesn't seem cool. So if they could do that naturally in the game, that'd be awesome. You know, just natural damage when you're in the mechs and stuff like that. You almost want to see it. Like, it's one of those cool things when, you know, you see Iron Man and, you know, get jacked up, you know, as the fight goes on. That's just cool. So I think that's something else that they can do. But yeah, I don't know. So again, I don't know, you guys, just go ahead and tell me what you guys think and suggestions about Anthem. Majority of you probably gonna say it sucks. I don't know. Majority of you probably gonna say, I don't know. You know, Elian, your kids in the game ass. Game is fun to play, man. The game is really fun to play. But it's literally like watching TV and getting slammed with commercials. I have to matchmake. I have to load on everything I do, and it just removes you from the fun of the game. The characters have been interesting to me. I've enjoyed talking to people. I enjoy shooting and dashing around, flying. Everything is cool until you hit a damn load screen, or till you have to get matchmake, or you're in free play, and then the host leaves because he's done with free play, and then you get loaded back into a load screen, or you got somebody flying ahead of you because they just want to rush the damn mission. They don't know that everything in the game is on the same loot table, so you can literally get items from every mob. You can literally get legendaries, masterworks from any of the mobs, but they're still flying through the end because they stupidly think that the only place you can get it is from bosses. So they fly all the way to the end, and then you're getting tethered. And then guess what happens when you get tethered? You get your load screen. It's like, remove that, and then have it where, you know, the world is yours. You literally invite and have your 4 people in the world. It's full. It's done after that. All right. And then change the load screen. Stop these still images. That's the problem. Show us the cool suit up scenes. I literally wanted to see those. I want to see those. I'm pretty sure you thought that people wanted to see those, and there's no way for us to see them unless I matchmake, and it takes forever to matchmake me, which hasn't been the case because this game is all matchmaking. So I don't know. That's just been the one downfall. Again, man, you know, no script for this video, guys, so I'm just kind of going off the rails. I'm going off the top, so sorry if it's just a little unprofessional, a little unorganized, or a little long. But go ahead and tell me your guys' suggestion on Anthems. And if you guys are content creators, make some videos and make some suggestions, and make sure BioWare hits them. If you see somebody making videos about suggestions and that just sounds good for it and isn't just a straight bash of the game, I don't think we need to be bashing the game because everything is free. It just doesn't make sense. So go ahead and just make suggestions. Make sure we're just pumping out a steady stream of suggestions. They're all available. Hit them up on their Twitters over and over again about the suggestions that we should be doing for the game. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to see if they listen to it. But we want to make that a practice. So I will go ahead and do that. Go ahead and tell me your guys' suggestions in the comment box. I'm going to keep playing Anthem, but man, I hope it gets better. I hope it gets better. And mainly, what I'm really saying is I hope they at least pretty up these loaded screens and get rid of the damn matchmaking. Well, tone it down. Tone it down, all right? If I'm by myself and I want to go and look and you know, find a mission or something like that, ask me if I want to matchmake. Don't just force everything to be matchmaking. It literally slows the game to a crawl. And it's just awful.